Fast forward to early October and you couldn't find the 30-year-old in a worse jam going into the final 4 races of the season. Barely a month ago, Vettel was just 3 points behind Lewis Hamilton, but then chaos struck. Vettel endured a horrible trip to Singapore, crashing out of the race through the first corner after a brain fade on a lights-out move saw himself, Max Verstappen and teammate Kimi Räikkönen sent back to the sheds. Malaysia was a little better for the 4-time champ after he rocketed back to 4th following a 20-place grid penalty, but by then Hamilton had gained a 34-point lead in the championship race going into the Japanese Grand Prix. Ferrari had another disaster at Sepang with Kimi Räikkönen bowing out of the race minutes before lights out with a turbo issue after qualifying on the front of the grid. The Scuderia's late-season bungle has been described as an implosion. Their car has been wonderfully quick all year, but they have imploded, wrote Daily Mail F1 reporter Jonathan McAvoy. Ferrari have only themselves to blame, Sunday Times F1 reporter Rebecca Clancy added. They have one of the biggest budgets in the paddock, about £300 million, $500 million, but still they cannot win the title, while their rivals with similarly deep pockets have thrived. Suzuka was an unmitigated catastrophe for Vettel after he was sent back to the pits to retire with a faulty spark plug which caused power problems. To cap it all off, the 30-year-old received his first official non-driving reprimand from officials after snubbing the Japanese national anthem. Hamilton's third win at Suzuka saw him take a near-unbeatable 59-point lead over his bitter rival as the drivers head to Austin for the U.S. Grand Prix on October 23. AEDT, Vettel HASNT, had a good month. Source Getty Image. Red Bull respond to Ricciardo FEARAUSSIE. Fans clenched their teeth late last week as Red Bull boss Helmut Marko announced superstar Daniel Ricciardo was already on the market as the F1 team prepares for its future. Firebrand Max Verstappen, 20, sits as the UC-based team's top priority as they attempt to make a move against Mercedes' overbearing dominance. Verstappen has a longer contract, Marko said. We have to look for alternatives. We will not be unprepared. The 28-year-old Ricciardo is out of contract after the 2018 season and will likely join F1 legends Lewis Hamilton and Fernando Alonso on the open market. But Red Bull team principal Christian Horner put to bed thoughts the Aussie star was unwanted after Marko's market declaration. He's technically out of contract at the end of 2018 because he will have completed a 5-year contract, Horner said per motorsport.com. Technically, he's on the market, but Red Bull don't want to part with Dan. Source Getty Images. But what is absolutely clear is that it's our intention to retain both of our drivers, I would say until 2020. Helmut likes to state the obvious, and it's obvious he's on the open market. But it doesn't mean we don't want him. Red Bull have a panic room option if Ricciardo chooses to jump ship, though. Horner said lone Renault driver Carlos Sainz could be recalled to the Bulls if needed, but it'd take a serious shakeup at the end of next year to force them into bringing the 23-year-old back. I wanted to keep Sainz under contract as an option should one of the existing drivers past next year not be with us, he said, but the absolute intention is we want Ricciardo and Verstappen in Red Bull racing cars going forward. They both enjoy being in the team. I think the difference with Daniel is, for the first time in his career at Red Bull he's got an end in sight to his contract. The latest sports news, in your inbox daily.